Hello, chess lovers. Now we are going to see a game featuring the d4 opening, and this is not theoretical lines. D4, knight f6, and bishop g5, and this opening is called the Trompowsky attack. And the white player plays this to avoid theory, and then e6, e4, h6, bishop f6, and queen f6. Then queen d2, queen d2, e d5, and knight c3, knight c3, c6, c6. So far, black has moved excellent moves. Not any move is not an inaccuracy. So far, black is good. And then long castles and bishop b4, d5, queen d8. As you can see, black moves the best moves, and a3 is good, but knight bd ge2 is recommended, and bishop e7, f4 is excellent, and then a5, knight f3, b5, black goes for b5, and then a4, like white goes for a4. At first sight, a radical way to defend against the pawn storm. It appears that black has induced white into weakening his pawn cover. And bishop b4, this move is an inaccuracy, moving the bishop again, and black is actually proving, is attempting to prove that a4 is wrong. He is telling white that your move a4 is wrong, so he moved the bishop again, but it was an inaccuracy. Now queen e3, bishop c3, bishop takes c3, queen takes c3, and b takes a4. So here black thinks he has won a pawn and opened the b file, but his pieces is still his knight and his bishop are sleeping. They are not yet still developed, and white has a decisive attack, and h4. Here goes, guys, here goes. So actually, in this kind of games, you these kind of games are for examples for the power of the pieces, not the pawns. Actually, you can attack with the pawns and the pieces, and you must know when to attack with the pawns or the pieces. And here, the attacking with the pieces are the right kind of way to go. And queen b6 and rook h3, guys, the rook is lifted. Rook h3, even g4 is recommended by the engine, but rook h3 is excellent. Rook h3 is an excellent move, as you can see. And bishop a6, he's black is trying to develop his pieces and neutralize white, and but it was an inaccuracy. Black should have gone knight d7, and rook g3 attacking the g7 pawn, and castles here is an inaccuracy, guys. Castle, black should have not castles. If black could have played g6, there will be h5, gh5, and f5, and black king will feel the heat. So black, the what move should have black played here is he should have attempted to exchange the queens. This would have been the best strategy here. Black should have attempted to exchange the queens here, but still there is rook takes g7, king f, instead of it should have exchanged the queens, and after bc3, queen king e7, and black would have survived at least, and the game would have gone. Like this. Should have exchanged the bishops. He should have exchanged the bishops, and no. should have took with the knight. It's better to take with the knight. The knight would go to e3. e3. Okay. So it was. So guys, it would have been better for black to exchange his queens, and when gone into an endgame, at least black would have survived. So black doesn't go for an exchange, he goes castles and f5, f5, ef5, and queen e3, then e6 guys, e6 coming, and black makes a big mistake now. It's f6 is the mistake of this game. He should have played fe6, queen e6, and after queen b7 black would go knight e5 guys. This is one of the best moves in this game. Knight e5, king h7. If instead of king h7 black, there are no other moves for black to play. If he plays rook a7, there comes rook knight g6 check, and after check he loses a piece. So that was the point of knight e5. So he can't play knight d7. King h7, after king h7, bishop takes a6, knight takes a6, and knight d7, attacking the rook, and king h8. If he would have, black would have moved any other move, it would have been knight, queen g6 check, king h8, and queen takes g7 mate. So here knight d7, instead of knight d7, if goes queen g6 king h8, there's no blockade here. There is, the queen is defending g7. So the point here was to blockade the to blockade the queen's line of defense. And after king h8, knight takes f5. So you see guys, the knight was actually a positional, the knight's move was a positional move. He blockaded the queen's defense and at the same time attacking the rook, and king h8, and knight takes f5, rook takes f8, and queen d6, king h8, and king h, rook takes he takes okay 7, a queen, rook b8. All these moves are recommended by the engine. Okay, rook takes f8, knight queen g3, king takes g7, and rook h5. Actually these moves weren't played by the white player, so the actual game went like this. The black played f6. After f6 there comes e7 guys, e7. After rook e8 there comes knight e5, a sacrifice. So what happens after f takes e5? Now queen takes e5, and mate, there's a mate on g7, and goes like this guys. My god. So white's attack was inevitable. Actually black couldn't defend white's attack here again. Okay, so it was no use taking f takes e5. So after rook a7, the only move, rook takes g7, an excellent sacrifice guys. And after king takes g7, queen g3 check, and here comes knight f7 check. After king h7, h5 is coming, h5, After h5, rook g8, and black seems to defend the mate, but here comes the queen. The new queen is born, and black would take which I don't know black would to take which queen, but again it's over, guys. The game is over. So you see, the whole point of this game is whether you must attack with the pieces or the pawns. You must know it, guys. You must know when you are in lead in development and have the initiative, you must go for the attack, and even sacrificing a piece or two would be would be the best for you. Okay, okay, guys, that's it for today. I hope you would have enjoyed the game. I'll meet you in the next game.